Done. So actually today I asked you guys to give me suggestions on what topic you would like to talk about. And some people mentioned body positivity and stretch marks and how to deal with that kind of stuff. Other people mentioned that anything related to mindset would be nice. And other people mentioned that macros, talking about macros and what to expect after the fat loss phase, after the cutting phase. So I guess I can touch on many of, I think all the three topics in general, because those are things, but I can't go in depth into all of them. I would definitely need to do a separate call for each of those. But I feel like talking about a mindset never gets old or repetitive, because that's the piece of the puzzle that people struggle with the most. And some of them don't even recognize that, or they're not even aware that that's what's holding them back, their mindset. And mindset is not, and I know that it can be confusing when you think about mindset. Oh, it's just about thinking positive things and just about being happy all the time and blah, blah, blah. But it's not really that. It's how you view the world and how you view your life. So you can start your journey, or you can view the world with a growth mindset or with a closed mindset, fixed mindset. A growth mindset, typically you would, for every obstacle or for every problem, you would find a way to see a solution, to find a solution to make it happen. You would find a lesson when you have setbacks. You would find a way to literally grow from negative situations. Not that you're positive all the time, like positive in the sense that you're happy and bubbly, not necessarily, but you're always taking the opportunity or taking the chance to ask yourself, what can this scenario teach me? What can I learn from this? How can this teach me to be a better person or to grow and evolve? Now, when you have a fixed mindset on the other side, you are maybe subconsciously, maybe you're not aware of it yet, but you are just replaying some stories in your head that some people told you, maybe your parents when you're growing up, maybe yourself facing different circumstances in life. You're just replaying certain stories that has happened to you. And you just think that because that has happened to you once, that will always be the truth for you in your life. And you view every obstacle as, okay, see, this is why I can't do stuff. This is why I can't hit my goals. You see it literally as an obstacle and you close yourself up for looking for solutions. That's the fixed mindset. So that's why it's really important to start your journey with growth mindset in mind, and also with a coachable attitude, because I can give you all the tools. I can give you the best meal plans. I can give you all the macro structures, all the tools that you need to hit your macros, to do your workouts. I can literally be there with you if you want and train with you and cook with you, but I cannot teach you how to be coachable. And that's extremely important. And some people, and one thing is just attached to the other. Usually people who have a fixed mindset, they're not open to learning new things, and they think that they know it all. And they're not willing to get help. And they don't even realize that. They think that, oh, I know that, I just need a new meal plan. Oh, I know that, I just need a new training program. Oh, I know that, the thing is blah, blah, blah. And they keep just repeating those stories, right, in their head, and just putting an obstacle to every solution. And they just don't follow Not because being coachable is not being blind and just following everything without questioning. You're more than welcome. You're absolutely free to ask me any questions, and people who have been working with me for a while, they know that they can reach out to me at any time. They can book a call with me at any time. They can send me a message at any time. They can ask me any type of question, and I'm going to answer happily, because I like people who like to learn. I like people who are invested in their journey, right? Because you invested money to pay me, but you have to be invested with the energy and with the willingness and the mindset to learn and absorb everything and go through this process with the intention to learn, to grow, and to evolve. So that all being said, some of the things that you can do on the practical side to kind of transition into that growth mindset and to be willing to learn and be willing to see things differently is literally that. Literally say to yourself, I'm willing to see things differently. I'm willing to learn from this, right? And ask questions. Because if you think about it, we're always asking ourselves questions. We're asking questions, we're answering questions all day long. And the actions that we take are usually a result of our thought process, how we think, how we say things to ourselves, and that end up in what we do, right? And what we do produces a certain result. So if we're not happy with the current result, we need to change something. And we can change the root of everything, which is how we think, how we talk to ourselves, the questions we're asking ourselves, right? So instead of just, oh, why is this so hard? Why is this so hard? Literally, the moment you say, why is this so hard? Your brain starts looking for answers to validate that, right? It will start to give you answers. Why is this so hard? Oh, maybe because I'm lazy. Oh, maybe because I'm this. Oh, maybe because I'm that. Is that serving you? Are you happy with those answers? Is that moving you forward? Or is it just keeping you stuck? My bet is that it's keeping you stuck, right? So ask yourself a better question. Instead of, why is this not working for me? Why can't I do that? How can I make this work for me? How can I make this work for me? How can I make time for this? How can I prioritize this? The moment you start that question, your brain starts to look for answers. And maybe by asking a different question, you find a different answer that will create a different thought process, that will create a different action, that will create a different result. You see how it's all linked? So you can't separate the mindset stuff from training and nutrition, because the mindset is the foundation of everything. For you to be able to push through the moments that you don't want to work out, your body is like tired, your head is tired, you start having those conversations, though, that negotiation with yourself, that debate. If you don't have a strong mindset, if you don't have a growth mindset, if you're not asking the right questions in your head, you're just going to give in, right? So you have to have that strong mindset to go through the difficult moments, because even though we make it as easier as possible, even though we try to make this process as smooth as possible, losing fat or changing your body composition, putting on muscle mass, losing fat, or doing any kind of change is going to be hard in the beginning because you haven't built momentum yet. You're just in your comfort zone. Your body is just, even though you don't feel good, your body is comfortable at that level. Your body is always looking for balance, right? To just keep things as they are. Just keep doing the same things. Just keep doing this. I'll keep making, like, I'll keep you alive. Just keep me doing this. I'll keep on going. That's what the body wants. The body doesn't want to lose fat. The body doesn't want to expand energy during a workout. Your body doesn't want you to, even though it is productive, even though it is good for you to work out, it is good for you to eat certain kinds of foods, your body just wants you to keep doing what you're doing because it got used to that. It's comfortable. So the moment you start changing that, the moment you start a new habit, the moment you start a new set of behaviors, your body starts fighting against you, sort of, right? So you're going to feel hungrier. There are moments that you will feel hungrier. There are moments that you will not feel motivated to work out. There are moments that you will not feel like eating the things that you're supposed to eat. There are moments that you just, oh, this isn't for me. You hit a wall. Those moments are crucial for you to just keep pushing. And how do you keep pushing? How do you know if it's time to keep pushing or if it's time to listen to your body? That's very individual, and that's why I am here too. Because every week or every month, we will be looking into how your energy levels are, how your hunger cues are, how your digestion, what your body is telling you about all the process that you're putting it through. And we're able to tell, like, yes, you need some rest, or no, you don't need a rest right now. You just need to push through. In the beginning, I have to say, most of the time, you're going to need to push through. You're going to lose motivation around the third week. I'm just going to be straight up. You start with your level of motivation sort of high because you're excited, because you want this, because you finally made that decision. Around the third week, you're probably going to lose motivation a little bit. You're going to feel tired. You're going to start questioning your goals. You're going to start to want to not follow your macros, not follow your meal plan, maybe skip some workouts here and there because you were tired. If that happens on the third week, on the fourth week, you need to keep pushing through. And you're going to do that by remembering why you started. Okay, why are you doing this? And this is some homework for you. Write down, like literally pen and paper, not notes on your phone. Write down how you want to be feeling 6 months from now. Ideally, right? If you hit your goals, if you lose the weight, if you build the muscle, if you're looking toned and defined like you wanted, if you're full of energy, if you're feeling like yourself again, how does that feel? Write it down in detail, like as if you close your eyes and you open your eyes back up and you're that person. You're already there. What are you feeling? That is crucial. Write it down in detail. How, like, I woke up today feeling like my best self, blah, 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 blah. I look myself in the mirror and I can see my abs and I can see this, or no, I can see more muscle tone in my arms. I feel amazing. I'm wearing those jeans that I haven't worn in years. I'm wearing that dress that I love, blah, 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 blah. I'm feeling amazing. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling comfortable. I'm feeling this. Write down in detail, right? And then why is feeling that is so important to you? just because everybody's telling you that you need to lose weight, just because everybody's telling you that you should do something, or you have a bigger why, or you want to be there for your kids. You want to feel like your best self because you feel like being your best self, you can help more people. You can deliver more. You can be a better employee. You can be a better daughter, son, a better parent. You can be a better friend. You can produce more. You can do more. You can be a better person to the world. Is that your reason? Or your reason is just you're challenging yourself and this is important to you and you've never done this before. Like, why is this important to you? Write it down and keep that piece of paper in a place where you can visit every day, like right next to your bed, or maybe right below your computer, or in a notebook that you have, in a book that you're reading. It's just a reminder, like keep it close to you. If you have a picture, even better. If you have something else that you can see every day that reminds you of that goal, find a way to make it visible to you, because you're going to get distracted. You're going to get distracted, especially nowadays with social media. It's so easy to get distracted. It's so easy to get lost during the process. So you have to hold on to your journey. And you have to have reminders and reinforcement about how you're going to feel. And that's more important than just, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds. Okay, why? How do you want to feel when you lose 10 pounds? Maybe you can feel that right now already, right? Start feeling that feeling. I know it sounds weird, but I've done this 300 times for different areas of my life. And I can say with 100% certainty that this types of exercise to bring to that image to your mind of the goal that you want to achieve and visibly see and write down and describe it in detail how you're feeling is so powerful. Because that's what's going to motivate you to keep on going. Motivation is the motive to action. It's not the feeling. So whenever you don't feel like doing the things that you need to do, tap into that feeling of how you want to feel once you achieve the result that you're after. Tap into that. Read that piece of paper again. Look at that picture. Just bring yourself like reasons why you're doing this, and then just go do it. Because you will, and this is normal for people to misunderstand the feeling of wanting to do something with motivation, right? Like I said before, motivation is just your motive, the reason why you do something. It is not the feeling of wanting to do something. You have a motive, you have a reason why you do what you do at work, right? You need your bills paid, or you really love your career, or you have a reason to show up every day. Most likely is because if you don't show up, then you're not going to get paid, right? And that's a really important reason. That's a really big reason. So you show up every day, even when you don't feel good, even when you don't feel motivated, even if you don't feel like it. Sometimes you have good days at work. Sometimes you have not so good days at work. Sometimes you push through the day. Sometimes you just work super focused and highly productive. That's just how it is, right? That's exactly the same thing with a transformation journey. Exactly the same thing. You have to show up anyways, even if you don't like it, if you don't feel like it, because you have a bigger reason, right? Every workout matters. Every food, every meal matters. Every gallon of water matters. Everything matters. Every detail matters. but you don't show up just when you see the results that you want. You don't show up just when you feel like it, just when you're motivated. Again, you're going to lose that feeling at some point. Nobody is motivated all the time. I am not motivated all the time. And you are not motivated all the time for other things, for the other areas of your life. Right? But if it's important, you find a way to do it. Same thing with your workouts, with your meals, with your water, with your steps, with your sleep. So important to touch on this. Sleep is crucial. You're not going to feel motivated. You're not going to feel like doing it, but you learn to be disciplined and do it because you have a bigger reason. And when you know that reason, when you have it so clear in your mind, it just becomes part of who you are. You just get it done. You just get it done. And over time, you're going to need less and less and less discipline because it will just become part of who you are. It'll just be, oh, this is my new normal. This is my new normal. I heard from a client this week that he realized that he doesn't need that much alcohol to have fun anymore. It's becoming part of who he is. Right? I'm a person who doesn't need a ton of alcohol to have fun. But in the beginning, he needed to rely on discipline. He needed to, okay, I'm choosing this over alcohol. I'm choosing to reduce my alcohol intake. I'm choosing to, and this is hard, but I can do it. I have a bigger goal. I have a bigger goal. And when you have a bigger goal, you get things done. And then over time, that compounds, that becomes a habit. Another thing that it's important to mention with in the mindset topic is focusing on the process. I cannot stress this enough. And this ties in with what I just said about showing up no matter what, no matter if you see results, if you don't see results, if you're motivated, if you're not motivated, you show up and do the things that you need to do. That's focusing on the process. Like Luis Felipe, who lost 65 pounds since January, is the biggest example that I can give you of focusing on the process, not the results. Yes, he had goals. Yes, he knew how much weight he wanted to drop. Yes, he weighed himself every day, but he's not relying on that. He's not extremely focused on that, because when you focus on the weight that is fluctuating every day, when you're focusing on looking yourself every single day in the mirror and just picking yourself apart and looking at the parts that you don't like, you lose focus from what you should be doing, right? So you should be focusing on the process that will get you the results, not on the results. Yes, you keep the results in mind. Yes, you keep the why you started in mind, but on your day-to-day, your goal becomes your process. Your process becomes your goal, right? So your meals, meal plan, your macros, your water, your steps, your protein intake, your sleep, your workouts, your meal prep. Guys, meal prep is so important. All of my top students, they all meal prep because it's easier, because it removes the guesswork, right? It makes their life easier. They don't have to think about food every day. They know what they're going to eat every day. They just dedicate a couple of hours each week and they're done, right? Stress-free. They meal prep. They do that because they want the results. So how can you speed up the results? You can't. You got to focus on the process. The process will lead to the results. And then the more you master the routine, the more you master the everyday hitting your tasks, the closer you're going to get to your goal. Okay. And you cannot lose focus of that. It's just like when you're investing money, you don't put the money away and then you're just checking your bank account every hour to see if you're already rich. You just keep investing and investing and investing and investing. And over time, you're going to get to the goal that you have if you set up a goal, right? If you're investing with a goal in mind. And it's the same thing. You just focus on the process. You just focus on the process. You just focus on how much money you're going to put every month in order to get to that goal that you have. In order for you to save that amount of money every month, you need to do this, this, and that every week, and blah, 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 blah. So there's a process to that. So the best tip that I can do right now to close this topic is focus on the process, and the results are going to just be a consequence of that. Okay, instead of thinking that you need to lose 10 pounds, just focus on the activities that will lead you to lose those 10 pounds, right? I'm going to get so every week you should sit down and plan your week ahead. Okay, so this week, those are the days that I'm going to work out. Those are the hours that I'm going to get my steps in. It's raining, it's going to be raining. So if it's raining, I'm going to go and get my steps in a treadmill at the gym. But I'm going to get it done, or I'm going to go outside anyways and just dress accordingly. But you're already planning all the scenarios in your head. So that way you don't get like overwhelmed during the week. It's just like, you just act and do it. So you plan your week, you plan your meals. Okay, for me to plan my meals, I need to first grocery shop and then make sure that I'm bringing home all the things that is going to help me hit my goals during the week, hit my meal plan and my macros. And also I'm going to take this time to do an inventory in my pantry, in my fridge, and see if there's anything there that I tend to overeat on that is not going to serve me during this journey. And I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, so I'm going to go grocery shop, bring everything home. Okay, I don't have time to grocery shop. Okay, so let me buy everything online and get it delivered to me. So I don't have any excuses not to follow my plan. Then you have everything at home. Now I'm going to cook in bulk. I'm going to cook everything ahead of time. I'm going to measure everything. Or it's okay. My routine is sort of flexible. As long as I have everything ready, I can just weigh everything when I eat, as I eat during the day. That's fine too. But have a plan. Have a plan on how you're going to do this. Don't be generic, just like, oh yeah, I'm eating better. Oh yeah, I'm going to do better. Oh yeah, I'm going to drink more water. That's so generic. Okay. You need to have that fixed, like that focused mentality. Okay. How am I going to do this? How am I going to hit my protein? How am I going to drink more water? How can I make sure that I'm hitting my goals every week, that I'm doing all the tasks that I need to do every week? Okay. So I think focusing on the process and doing the day-to-day activities is what is going to actually give you the sense of freedom that the people who are succeeding are having. Because once you have that structure in place, once you plan ahead, once you keep everything more organized, then it's easier for you to just live your life, right? If something changes, you readjust. That's okay, no problem. But at least you're prepared. At least you've made some plans, right? So this is going to be key all throughout our journey. Plan ahead and prepare. And that's going to alleviate the stress and the overwhelm and the guesswork during the week, so you can relax and enjoy. Same thing for the weekends, right? The more you plan ahead, the more you have a structure and a routine in place, the more you can have freedom to do whatever you want, and you can actually hit your goals. Make sense? So that's it for the mindset topic. And another thing that it's sort of related to mindset, but I wanted to share with you guys, is something that I have been through. I don't know if all of you know, but a few months ago, I was dealing with very bad insomnia, like not sleeping at all. I think God was testing me to see if I would be a good mom or something like that, because I was very sleep deprived for 3 months. And I was also prepping for a competition. And I'm just saying all this again, just to put some context. And when you're not sleeping, you feel exhausted normally. Your hunger and satiety hormones are out of whack. So you're going to feel hungrier. You're going to feel the need to snack more. And you're going to feel the need to snack more on sugary things, on carbohydrates, on things that give you energy real quick. That is normal. That is part of your body's response to not being properly recovered and rested. And that happened to me, but I was very, very focused on my why and the goal that I had to step on stage, that I pushed through all that and continued to do the things that I needed to do on very little sleep, very little, like 3 hours a night, 4 hours a night, sometimes 5 hours a night. But that ended up that with a caloric deficit, with like the whole thing, right? Prepping for a competition is very aggressive on your body by itself, on its own. But now with very little sleep, it was very hard on my body. My hormones were very out of whack. So I went through a very difficult phase. I had to pull back on my training. And then eventually I had to take weeks off training completely, because the level of exhaustion was just out of this world and my body was not recovered. So of course, I'm doing a treatment with my naturopath, with the doctor from Brazil, like with a physiotherapist now, because there's this new thing happening too. But I had to readjust. I had to readjust my plan. I had to readjust my goals. I had to, in summary, it was very hard on my mindset. It was very hard for me to identify, am I being weak, or this is just reality. This is just what it is. Anyone else would do the same thing if they were in my shoes. And I like to have not bigger, but higher standards for myself in every area. I don't just settle for, oh, it's good enough. It's good enough. I always try to put myself in a situation where, okay, if a pro competitor would be in my skin, what would she do? How would she think? And that helps me. It helps me a lot, because whenever I'm facing a challenge, whenever I'm facing some adversity, I always put somebody else that's ahead of me in my shoes, in my situation, and I would imagine what that person would do. And I'm just like, okay, that makes sense. And a pro bodybuilder, she would just understand that this is part of the process. She would push through until her limits, but she would also understand that this is what it is, and readjust the goals and focus on what she can control, right? And that's what I did, because I had to increase my calories. I had to completely cancel the possibilities of competing this year. I had to readjust. After committing to everyone that I would do that. And that is really hard on my mindset. That's all I have to say. And then a couple of days ago, something new started to happen with my legs. They started to give out on me. I started to feel some sort of pain that it's been there for a while. It's weird. I cannot train properly. That's my point. I can't train properly, and I can't be myself, right? I can't just do the things that I'm used to do. And I was like, okay, what's going on? Like, what should I do now? Right? I can't train properly. I can't even think about competing. Like, should I just give up on everything? Should I just, like, what do I do? And then I started asking myself, okay, what can I control? What can I control? And that gave me answers. I cannot train my legs, but I still can do some cardio. I can still walk. I can still, and after checking with my physiotherapist too. So this is not me trying to be super hard on myself. This after talking with the physiotherapist. So yes, I can do some cardio, some light cardio to just let the blood flow. I can train upper body. I have full capacity on my upper body. So why the heck am I even negotiating with myself if I'm going to work out or not? Right? Because when something bad happens, or when some sort of setback happens, you tend to just close up, and you tend to just, okay, this is it, I'm done. So if I'm not going to do that, what's the point of even doing this? Right? And my thought process was like, okay, if I can't train legs, what's the point of me going to the gym and training my upper body? If I can't compete this year, what's the point of me tracking my macros? What's the point? What's the point? What's the point? But this is not a mindset that would help me to move further. This is a mindset that would literally set me back, right? Or at least keep me where I am right now. So I decided to change, ask myself better questions, and decided to focus on the things that I can control. And it's been helpful. And that's my tip for you too. Focus on the things that you can control. If you ever find yourself just, pointing out all the things that are wrong, all the things that are bad, and asking yourself, oh, what's the point? What's the point? What's the point? Instead, cancel that. Go back to your thought process and just ask yourself, okay, what are the things that I can control? And do that. And put all your focus and intention there, because it will matter. It will move you forward. And it will build strength and resilience, because we don't have control of every single thing that happens to us, but we do have control of how we react, and we do have control over the process. We don't have the control to actually manipulate the results, but we have the control to focus on the process and do the things that needs to be done. So yeah, I think that was it in the mindset portion, and it's already 8 o'clock. And I appreciate you all. You're still, I can't see any of your faces because you're hitting, but it's fine. So do you guys have any questions for me? Anything that you resonate with after this monologue?
I can't talk right now because it's going crazy now. One baby is really sick. But I think it's really good to hear some true story, right? We think everything on the other side is perfect, or nothing happened to other people, right? It's just only with us. The struggle is all in with us. Look at her life. Listen, especially with social media nowadays, right?
Yep.
But it's really good to hear examples or whatever you experienced. Oh my God, it's crazy. I just want to say
okay,
that
Erica.
it's really good to hear that. It's very motivational for us. And yeah, I appreciate it. I really appreciate that you share. It's something really kind of personal.
Yes.
That you were sharing with us, and it's really nice of you, and I appreciate it. it's really good for us. Like, we are in this together, right?
Yes, yes, exactly. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, guys. I'll post a recording link after in the Facebook group. And if there's anything that you would like to share with the group or any insights, just feel free to do so. Let's inspire more people to come on this calls every week. Appreciate you all, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a good night.
You too.